And moving on to updates from the Russia-Ukraine war, Ukraine's military intelligence has raised an alarm, claiming Russia has planned to conduct a launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile. Kyiv claims Moscow is planning and training and combat launch of the RS-24 ICBM with the sole purpose of intimidating Ukraine and its Western allies. Ukraine's military intelligence claims the launch was ordered to be implemented from the Yars complex in Russia's Sverdlovsk region, and the flight range for the missile was over 10,000 kilometers. Now, Ukraine's claims come ahead of talks between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The two leaders will speak to each other by phone to discuss stopping the bloodbath and ending the war in Ukraine. Following this call, Trump will also speak to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and the leaders of some NATO countries. European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and Italy's Giorgia Meloni held talks with Donald Trump on Sunday. Ahead of Trump's call with Putin, the European leaders called for Russia to accept a US-endorsed 30-day ceasefire proposal. On Sunday, Russian President Vladimir Putin reiterated his demand that any peace deal with Ukraine should eliminate the causes that triggered this crisis and to guarantee Russia's security.
We have enough strength and resources to bring what we have started in 2022 to its logical conclusion with the result Russia needs. This result is to eliminate the causes that triggered this crisis, create the conditions for a lasting peace and guarantee Russia's security and the safeguarding of the interests of our people in the territories that we always talk about.
Ukraine's President Zelensky also met US Vice President J.D. Vance and US Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Rome. Zelensky and Vance discussed updates on the ongoing negotiations for a ceasefire, sanctions against Russia, bilateral trade, and defense ties. The Ukrainian president said that Kyiv was ready to be engaged in real diplomacy. So far, Russia and Ukraine have failed at reaching any breakthrough in their first face-to-face delegation-level talks in 3 years. These talks were held in Istanbul last week. US President Donald Trump, who was then on his West Asia tour, offered to attend the talks in Turkey if Putin would also attend, but the Russian president declined to go. Trump suggests that progress on ending the war would only happen if he held face-to-face talks with Vladimir Putin. While Trump-led diplomacy shapes up, fighting continues on the ground. Ukraine claims Russia launched the largest barrage of drones aimed at its cities on Sunday. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia launched a total of 273 drones targeting Kyiv, Dnipro, and Donetsk regions. It added that 88 drones were intercepted and another 128 went astray. Ending the war in Ukraine was on top of Trump's priority list as he began his second term as the US president. 4 months on, he is still pushing hard to bring the two sides to a negotiating table. And as the clock ticks, Trump seems to be losing patience with both Russian President Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky. We will continue to track all of the updates and bring you the latest on Trump's Ukraine agenda.
At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert. But what you will get is what we owe you. And that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat. And when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake. So we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.